Ellie knew her life was a performance, only the director forgot to say who the main character was. She was an actress playing the role of the wife of a high-ranking Google analyst, a man who skillfully turned cold numbers into an empire. Her husband, Nick, was two different people, a gentle partner at home and an unapproachable boss with an icy gaze at the office. That morning, she came to his office on a sudden impulse, to break, just once, the boundaries of sterile routine. A red dress, loose hair, a smile hiding both impulsiveness and anxiety. The lobby was half empty, the air filled with the cold scent of air conditioning and hints of endless meetings. She asked about Nick, but the administrative wall in the office was deaf to her. As she waited, a voice appeared behind her, gentle yet comfortingly ironic. "Usually people come here for an access code. What are you here for?" She turned and saw a man with slightly messy hair and a warm, somewhat tired look that didn't fit the gray office landscape. "I'm looking for my husband," Ellie replied with a smile. "And you are?" "Me? Just someone who once believed the world was a stage and we were only spectators. Now I'm the lighting designer of grayness." He offered his hand. "Seth." They started talking, and his words sounded like the quiet chords of a long-forgotten song. She was discovering parts of herself that had been silent for a long time, and it was both frightening and exhilarating. Nick remained inaccessible, in his tower of glass and numbers, while she was like an actress in a play whose script was written without her. They didn't meet in hotels. That would have been too cliché. Ellie and Seth chose other stages, places where it seemed others were acting too, but no one was watching. Their first real meeting was at a theater in the Mission District, where tickets cost $12 and actors forgot their lines right on stage. She laughed as she hadn't in ages. He whispered in her ear, "Now this is honest drama. No editing, no coffee breaks with foam." Next time, they sat in a Chinese diner in the back streets of Milpitas, between plastic flowers and a TV showing a Cantonese cooking show. She ate noodles while he told her how in 2012 he tried out for CSI Miami and forgot his own name. "That's when I decided I wouldn't act for anyone anymore, until I saw you in the lobby." And in every meeting, they lived like two actors performing a play just for each other. She could be bold, tossing out lines as if from a stage. "Your sympathy doesn't excite me anymore, Seth. I want an explosion." He would pause, take a drag from a cigarette, which he only held for style, and say, "All right, but remember, actress, explosions always have a blast radius." And at home, Nick, obedient, gentle, tender, and yet lifeless. In bed, cautious. In conversation, rational. He started to suspect. His search behavior changed. He installed GPS on her car, found unknown locations in her email, theater, Chinese restaurant, a bookstore that sold only drama. And finally, one evening, when she returned from another performance, he asked her, "How much longer will this show go on?" She froze, not because she'd been caught, but because of how coldly and precisely he phrased it, as if he'd written the line in a notebook before saying it. "You never cared about my life until it became a threat to your order. I'm your husband. You're my report." The last time she saw Seth was in a park, at a free street performance based on old letters from Ukrainian immigrants, about a woman who came to Chicago in 1910, sold pies, wrote letters home, and in everyone lied that she was happy. After that meeting in the park, she didn't go home. For the first time in a long while, there was no plan. She bought coffee at a roadside kiosk near an abandoned bus station, sat on a bench, and pulled a clipping from an envelope. There she was, young, radiant, not yet constrained by comfort. An actress with a future. What happened to that future? She closed her eyes. Seth appeared before her, passionate, fiery, unstoppable. Then Nick, the one who always gently held her fingers, even when she pushed him away. But they were both just mirrors, and she was alive. At home, her husband was waiting. A lamp on, a neatly folded sweater on the back of a chair, tea on the table, still warm. He sat in the kitchen reading. He saw her, but said nothing. She looked at him for a long time. He looked up. "Is this the end?" Calmly, without anger. She sat across from him, took out the same newspaper clipping, and placed it in front of him. "Number. This is the beginning." "Whose?" "Mine." He was silent, then carefully slid the newspaper toward himself, took his tea, and left the kitchen. A week later, she stood in the empty hall of a small independent theater on the outskirts of San Jose. The smell of paint, the rustle of old seats, the light of the spotlights. In front of her stood the director, a former musician starting a new production, a play about a woman who lost herself in the shine of others' expectations. "Are you sure you'll be comfortable playing this?" he asked. "No," she replied, "but I'm not looking for comfort anymore." And at that moment, somewhere behind the stage, something inside her finally applauded in silence.